Blessings and welcome forward to Reasons Right at the Trail Life. I'm your host, the Great Owl, in the presence of brother Ramon Singh, Perfect Love, and his wife and child, which is off camera, that is Sister Lasana, and Sarai, which is off camera. It's a wonderful, beautiful, awesome Sunday evening. And we're here at Noisy River, and we're in Milegully, Manchester, Jamaica. And so this current offering, we are asking a very serious question, not just of ourselves, but of anyone, as they're asking of themselves. How does anyone choose the right path in life? How does one choose the right path in life? It's a question that, notice I framed as a question directed to you as you would direct it to yourself or to us. Because I'm asking the question, how does one really choose the right path in life? First, we have to determine what is right before we can even determine, the path. Because the path has been determined by the inspiration and, in essence, right, the outcome. So, if you want to have the right path, it seems to be the essence of the whole argument, and the whole value of the whole argument seems to be right. The right path must suggest that it is of benefit to the individual who's on it and to those who are encountering the individual within a reasonable experience. So the right path should be one that I think, and it's only I think this, I'm sure people might agree or disagree. I think the right path should furnish you with a proper experience of life. I can't just squarely say it is religious, I can't squarely say it is spiritual, but I think all those things are a part to play in it. I think it is a personal decision based upon understanding one's self. So before I could ever think of knowing what is the right path, I am suggesting I think I would have had to be on the wrong path before I could have known the right path, because a lot of times I didn't think I was just intrinsically right about anything. I don't think it's a human thing to just intrinsically be right. I think right is an experience we have along the path of experiences. So I've made a lot of mistakes. I'm along or going down different pathways of life, upon then recognizing that, wait, I don't think this really expresses the fullness of who I am. But then something in me says, oh, I don't think you're on the right path. I don't think you're choosing the right path, because intrinsically the self, that which I call the eternal within me, is speaking through me to me and is saying, man, you ain't happy, you ain't comfortable, you ain't at peace. So how could this be the right path? So my first inclination to answer that is, it has to come back to the self. You gotta somehow be deep enough in your experience to know what is right for you based upon the experience of it that you've been having. And if you've been having an experience of a certain choice or choices you've been making, going against religion or going towards, a certain material outlook or a certain daredevil or a certain creative outlook, but deep inside it is not what the soul is feeling, completed by, then something is saying to you, no matter how much you love rapping, singing, dancing, that isn't your hallelujah, isn't your path. That isn't the right path. Or I put it the next way. Some of you might be burning me for this. You might be up there and chant, Jah, Rastafari. But let's be honest, Rastafari, hallelujah, ain't your right path. I'm not discrediting Rastafari. I'm not saying anything derogatory about Rastafari. I'm just saying as it relates to some individual. And yes, I'm going to say it this way too. You have enough people out there saying, Jesus, hallelujah. Is it that the way in which religion is set, is it that is your real path? Is it that's the best way for you to experience yourself and express the truth of being? So when we go by labels, maybe the labels are leading us astray. So experience life and then choose based upon what resonates with your deeper self the right path to life. Brother Ramon, what are your take on the matters of how does one choose the right path in life?
Yes, Brother Great Owl. I recall it, my journey in trying to find the right path. And I went on many roads and many beliefs many different ways of accepting reality. At one point, I believe that all the world religions should make up one religion, and that is the true religion. Because I thought that like the truth to all of this was broken up in each religion, and when you put all of them together, though, you get the truth to reality. So there's many ways of thinking about life and reality and trying to understand it. So I was caught up on that part, you know, studying Buddhism, Hinduism.
I did both too.
You know,
not lying, I spent some time
Egypt, I studied some Egypt things.
Yes.
You know, we love thought.
Yes.
Come here, say the God of wisdom that. So wisdom me want, so him me the acknowledge, you see me? Cause him give language and mathematics and
calculation and such and assessment and all of those things.
Yeah, man. How to farm. Him teach that to mankind.
Yes.
But I never knew it was a fallen one. Because when you read the true documents now from Enoch, you find out that he was one of the fallen ones who helped educate mankind in all of the abominations the Most I despise. You see me? Certain things we just never be supposed to learn.
And I can agree with that. Seeing the end result of some thought processes, better never picking them up, hallelujah, in the first place. So I agree with you, 100%.
And same time we give thanks, so the Most I expose us to certain things.
Yes.
So we can have an idea now of what a next person might be going through. Somebody who caught up in that idea, we can say, okay, we've been there.
Yes.
We understand.
Yes,
you see me?
For real.
So God know why I'm put with through a journey. In order now, when we do come to Christ now, we know how to use that knowledge now.
Absolutely.
Because every information is still important, you know.
I believe so. I believe
so,
brother.
So, in finding my purpose now, Selassie, Haile Selassie, him help me bring knowledge of Christ. I never know about Christ. I did despise Christ. You see me? I never wanted to know with Christ or Christianity or Bible. How my life they bring me to.
Yeah, or your processes of experience was and your thinking was as well.
I mean, I used to curse my mother and say, Mother, stop this Christianity thing, is a brainwashing tool. Leave it alone. So, I said, don't try to come influence me with that brainwashing tool. And she used to just back off, and what she do is just secretly pray in her closet.
In her closet. I think that is the way to go.
Yeah, man. And I feel her prayers help bring me to Christ now. True knowledge of Christ.
Yes.
Christ said, I am the way. You see me? The true path in life.
Yes.
How does one choose the right path in life? The man said, I am the way. If you want a path,
yes,
I am the way.
I love that.
You see me? Because enough people say, we might look more and say, I am the truth, you know? I am the light, life. You see me? And we acknowledge them part there.
But then some powerful though.
Yeah, but him say, I am the way.
Yes.
The way.
Yeah. The way to life and the way to life. No one enter into the kingdom unless they coming from me. You know, I and my Father are one. The good works you do, you know, will resonate. You know, people see and praise your Father who art in heaven. Because knowing that it's the Spirit of the Divine within us while we manifest. So part of, I guess, the right path is being honest enough with yourself when you're not having fulfilling experiences to listen to the word of care and concern from a family member, somebody of the faith or of another faith, or somebody who truly is trying to reach into your core from a place outside of the experience sometimes, or outside the experience of your thought. One has to understand that, you know, if you can be at peace enough to even listen to somebody who you might think is totally on a different wavelength than yourself, it signals, at least to me, as a start to understand that there are different paths that lead to one place. But intrinsically, there's a road that would naturally come from the direction in life that you are, that's going to lead to that place. Though there are many roads that lead there, there's usually one that leads from the direction where you are. So that means it has something to do with you. So I think part of choosing the right path, like I was saying, I think it's not choosing the right path. I think it's making mistakes. As you said, it's like going along a road, maybe because you saw a mass amount of people going there, or you watched, or you were educated, or something kind of convinced you that this was the way to go, because ultimately this is what life is. And so you went on that path. And then you realize that maybe you were making a lot of money, maybe you had lots of friends, but deep inside something was saying there's more to life than this particular experience I'm having. And as a matter of fact, I'm not feeling fulfilled. It takes a deep sense of bravery and bravado within the human soul to then examine, maybe or not, but it could be a fact that this is not the path I'm on, or I'm not understanding my place in my path. And so if I'm not understanding my place in my path, it seems to me that a lot of people are going to end up confused and trying to steer themselves in what they think intellectually is the right direction. And I think it's the wrong thing to do. I think when you try to force yourself into a moral or some spiritual edict because you think it's the right thing, I think you confuse yourself, because God talks about the talent through the Bible. Each man is given a talent. I think the talent reflects your inner psyche. So I think if you're truly being in touch with yourself, you kind of see that when you're on this path, it doesn't say much about your true gifts and talent. It doesn't allow you to come from the compassionate self that you know you are naturally. It's actually tailoring you to be almost like a program outcome, and that is unlike you. So many people out there right now working hard at ventures and ideals and beliefs and attitudes which they ultimately think will get them to a place of fulfillment. Upon reaching that place, many won't be fulfilled. Telling them no, not to go on that path, will not help them. What will help them is letting them realize that this too shall pass, and there are other dimensions along the experience of life which brings value. So this might have been looking from the eastward side, and when you get to look on the westward side, you see what you needed to have seen. But because of your circumstances, you've entered from the westward side. And so seeing the path of life merge like the Venn diagrams into a collective set, a little bit of this experience, a little bit of that experience, brings us into clarity. Be honest when your spirit begins to speak. Be honest when your friends begin to not reflect you. That's a sign to know, right? Because you're not seeing eye to eye anymore. You're at the party, you're not loving it, right? You're at the great tabernacle and you're not at peace, right? Because it's not the right church. It doesn't mean that you're giving up the faith. It just means that being here at this church, listening to these sets of preachers or parishioners ain't leading you to that place of absolute peace. So it's just brave enough to say, Sister Emily, Sister Jonah, Brother Michael invited me to their church, and they probably, you are on Sunday and they're on Sabbath, or you're on Sabbath and they're on Sunday, and so you believe that it's absolutely wrong, but deep inside something is calling you. And when you reach for Sunday church now, all them tell you say a Sabbath church, and all them tell you that they are Sunday church and your spirit, hallelujah, is being lifted. And the same thing, they are a Sunday church and they tell us, Lord, Sabbath people, because they just exaggerating certain points in the Bible. And you left Sunday church and you go Sabbath church, and you find peace. All the spirit I say something, you have to left one Sabbath church, one next Sabbath church. True. Because the people that you're encountering there and the kind of experience they're having isn't expressing the true you. Isn't giving you the sense to go. Maybe there's too little space because it's filled with other beings who are maybe the popular, the ones who are called upon, and your talents are being ignored. So maybe you need to go to our next Sabbath church, or maybe you need to go to our next Sunday church, and maybe someone upon the path right now and I say, I know myself. Maybe you need to really go and spend some time amongst a religious group. Hallelujah, for real. No, I'm serious. Maybe you really need to go and spend some time among some religious people And then really understand that life is not about what we perceive. Really, know? As we're basically talking about the path, how to be on your right path, how to choose the right path in life. You know, the experience automatically bursts into the many expressions of the path in life. Because some people do like the party vibe and atmosphere on a Sunday afternoon. Some people really like to be winding down with the family at home. Some people in the church group and the church family. So maybe you're out with the people vibing with the party, the loud music in the background, and it's not evoking peace. Because you know it's good music or you like the vibe, but your soul is crying for something else because it has deeper connections to self and to experience. So maybe you have to just leave that loud music vibe there and go spend some time with the Christian brothers and sisters or your uncle, your auntie in that quiet religious space, right? So as we examine truly what is the right path in life, choose wisely, don't be afraid to make mistakes as long as you ain't going overboard when the truth comes and presents itself. To examine the path you've been on, to be honest with yourself about the experiences, and to allow for the truly fulfilling experience of a chance in your life. So until next time, this has been a great old right here at Nice Wave, and it's actually nice, you know, but full of vibes same way. On a beautiful Sunday evening, choose ye this day, choose ye this day whom ye will serve. Choose wisely, right? Because the end result is either happiness or misery. Listen. Perfect love, brother. Perfect love on your heart.